All right, hey survivors, this is Brian Hazard, and as I said in the previous video, we're going to take a look at The Land Beyond by Cezar Capacle. And so why the heck do I have such a small screen for up for obviously a game that's much bigger than this? Well, this is a one-page game, and I want you to feel encouraged to buy a copy rather than just screenshotting the game here. So if you're interested in this game, I've not provided with a review copy, nor paid to promote it or anything like this. I just think it looks cool, and it's a pretty quick and simple game for me to talk about. So wanted to share it with you. Um, so let's get to it, shall we? So there's a bit of a surreal map here. This sort of artwork that we're looking at here is actually a map. And so in the game, you'll have this cute little air balloon and raccoon cutout, and you'll begin at the star, and then through the mechanics, which I'll talk a little bit about. You'll have this air balloon, and it'll move through the segments from one to the other, to an adjacent segment. And by moving in this way, you'll be able to perhaps eventually reach all the way over to this heart or this heart. Yeah. And so, how does that work? Well, you have this idea of gas and burdens. And so, these are the only sort of trackable mechanical stats in the game. And what's going to happen is you're going to roll your dice, and depending on the outcomes of that roll, you're going to choose one of two dice to be how far you move down this track over here, which is part of a prompt, and the other dice is going to be sort of the outcome of the adventure, like was it exhausting, confusing, or rewarding, which will tell you whether you lose fuel, gain fuel, or have some other complication. So then you're going to roll again to determine your full prompt. And so you'll have landed on one of these spaces, fire, time, perfection, right? So there's a prompt word there. And then by rolling again, if it's 1, 2, or 3, you'll use this column. If it's a 4, 5, or 6, you'll use this column. And then the color of the segment you're in will correspond to which of these rows you use. And then your second dice is going to determine which word you have. So your full prompt is going to be something like cavern of sound. Right? Does that make sense? And then you're going to sort of narrate what's happening in that adventure, and if there was a burden shown on the prompt track over here, then you'll do a roll to decide, whether you gain or lose a burden. And yeah, so then basically, if you run out of fuel, then you got a problem and you need to sort of head back home and start over. If you reach too many burdens, then you got a problem, and you kind of lose the game, or you can, of course, being a solo game, narrate your way out of it, that sort of thing. Um, and all of this, it makes sense to journal being a solo game, or perhaps do on a video or audio, whatever works for you. And you can draw out a map and all that kind of stuff. So it's a simple game, but it's got really evocative visual elements, cute little raccoon. It's got a really neat prompt system that all kind of flows together. And it's got these simple but meaningful mechanical trackers. So quirky little RPG for solo play, very narrative focused. The Land Beyond by Cezar Capacle. And I just wanted to share it with you because it really sort of struck my fancy as something unique and quite innovative for a single page RPG. All of this fits on one page. There is a version of it that separates out the map, and in fact, that's kind of what you're looking at on my background is the map sort of standalone. So you could print that out in a large format and have a really beautiful sort of abstract world map. And just to capture the tone of what this is all about, how far can you go when you let go, right? So this is about sort of casual, fun RPG exploration. And so if you're into that sort of thing and you like quirky little micro games, check out The Land Beyond by Cezar Capacle, capacle.itch.io. It's not an expensive game. It's currently on sale for $2.94. I think it's usually somewhere around $4 or something like that. And if you do check it out, let me know in the comments. If you like this kind of video and want me to take a look at other kinds of games and or other games by the same designer or different designers, like, comment, subscribe. Those sorts of things help me keep making this sort of stuff to explore the world of narrative games with you. So thank you so much. I hope to see you soon.